Good evening. That's what I like to hear. I'm so happy to see you all. It's been 16 years, and I want to say to those of you who have sponsored us and supported us in the years, thank you so much, and it's so good to see you again. For those of you who have been here for the first time, or you in for a treat. The students you're about to meet, they have been working tirelessly trying to get all this together. I was with them earlier today as they were practicing for tonight. And as the years go by, these students get more and more confidence. They don't even need me anymore. I just sit back and let them take over, and they just step right in. And you're going to be so proud of when you hear them and hear them speak. And I told them not to be nervous tonight because every single one of you out there is with them. And I need you to let them know that. I would also like to thank our sponsors tonight. That will be WPBF 25 News. Yay, going so. Charles Johnson, Cersei Denny, Scrolla, Barnhart, and Shipley, attorneys at law. There you go, give yourself some applause. Graduate Services Miami, the Whiting Turner Contracting Company. Rick and Lonnie Martins, State Contracting and Turner and State Contracting and Engineering Corporation. Where are you? There you go. And the International Society of Palm Beach. Thank you so much for all your support, and please, please, please come again. Teachers, well, they're more than everyday working professionals. Teachers are heroes to their students. Teaching is extremely challenging and rewarding. No one with actual teaching experience would tell you otherwise. Now, being a teacher takes patience, dedication, passion, and the ability to do more with less. It is a journey often filled with just as many valleys as there are mountains. Great teachers demonstrate an ability to transform and extend knowledge rather than merely transmitting it. They know respect for their students. They are interested in both their professional and personal growth, encourage independence, and sustain high expectations. They are the unsung heroes of our lives. Teaching is a complex act. It requires teachers to be inspirational, engaging, challenging, empowering, informed, positive, organized, as well as compassionate and empathetic. Teaching is a tall order. However, the rewards are immeasurable, and you will see that tonight. At the end of the day, great teaching is about having fun and locking eyes with a student in the back row and seeing thoughts being formed and person becoming better and a smile cracking on that student's face as learning all of a sudden just comes alive. As Albert Einstein said, it is the supreme art of the teacher to awaken joy in creative expression and knowledge. Tonight is about students recognizing some of the unsung heroes in their lives. It is the students who have nominated these teachers because they impact their lives. And now, please welcome our Master of Ceremonies. That will be Mr. Marco Cifuentes.
Good afternoon. Again, welcome to our 16th annual My Teacher, My Hero Award Gala. What is a great teacher? I say a great teacher is someone who has made a positive impact on a student's life. A great teacher has a comprehensive knowledge of the arts and science of teaching. A great teacher bridges gaps and builds relationships and a sense of community. They teach about substance and train students to be consumer of knowledge. They strive to keep on top of their fields, reading sources inside and outside of their areas of expertise through collaborating with other teachers. They are always looking to improve their craft and to be more effective in their classroom. A great teacher uncovers hidden treasures, finding possibilities and magic right before everyone's eyes. A great teacher has a love of teaching, a passion for their work, which drives their commitment to student success. Tonight, we will honor some of those great teachers who are heroes because they have made a difference in students' life in 8 different categories. The dictionary defines hero as a person who is distinguished, courage, or ability, admired for his or her brave deeds and noble qualities. Hero comes in many forms in life, ranging from one families and friends to athletes to movie stars.
And to tell you more about our heroes, please welcome Gabriela Mejia, Gabriela Alvarez, and Williamson Surin.
Good evening. John Steinbeck believed a great teacher is a great artist, and that there are few as there are any other great artists. Teaching might even be the greatest of the arts, since its medium is the human mind and spirit.
William Ward said, "The mediocre teacher tells, the good teacher explains, the superior teacher demonstrates, the great teacher inspires."
John Dewey said, "Education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself." Great teachers understand that learning is a lifelong endeavor. Robert Hutchins stated, "Education is not to reform students or amuse them or to make them expert technicians. It is to unsettle their minds, inflame their intellects, teach them to think straight, if possible."
Our first award is the Passion for Teaching Award. Our presenters for this categories are Fianella Oreles, Dominic Levy, and Katia Colias.
Good evening. The Passion for Teaching Award is presented to a teacher whose passion inspires students to be interested and even excited about what they are learning. Students are ready to participate in discussions and work together with their fellow classmates to achieve a common goal. A passionate teacher's classroom consists of curriculum that is not only challenging, but also rewarding. The students in this classroom feel comfortable and confident in asking questions and seeking guidance. A passionate teacher ignites students' inner curiosity and gives them confidence in their own capacity to learn.
This teacher has impacted, influenced, and inspired students. This teacher cares for the profession, has a passion for it, and conveys that passion to the students. And the nominees for the Passion of Teaching Award are Bradford Chase, Tashima A. Janiga, and Shanika Lunford.
The winner of the Passion for Teaching Award is Shanika Lunford from Pahokee High School.
Good evening, everyone. I didn't expect this. I didn't expect the picture. It was a bad hair day picture. But I know we often talk about the teachers, but we don't, we forget to acknowledge the students. So I've been teaching this is my 13th year. I know I look 16. But over the years, my students have taught me how to be forgiving. So they'll come in on Monday and I'm the worst person in the world. They want to change their schedules. And then on Tuesday, they're asking for a hug. It's one of the most rewarding things I've ever done in my life. I remember my teaching interview for my first assignment, and the interviewer asked me, why did I want to teach? And I truly believe it's my gift from God. So it's my passion. I absolutely love it, and I figured God made me a teacher so that I can mentor, because I really think mentoring is my gift from God. So this is such an honor, and I thank you all for acknowledging me.
The next award is the Empathy for Students Award. Please welcome Emilio Garcia, Tariq Velasquez, and Marcela Delgado.
Good evening. The Empathy for Student Award is presented to a teacher who understands that empathy is the heart to a great classroom culture. This teacher understands the students they teach and are able to show they care. This teacher demonstrates empathy and develops positive student-teacher relationships based on trust. This teacher has good listening skills and problem-solving strategies. Finally, this teacher understands that creating an empathetic classroom helps students to learn to understand one another, which leads to a positive classroom atmosphere that is conducive to learning.
As a student, we are not vessels to be filled, but lamps to be lit. There are some students who appear to be detached, like as if they just don't care what teachers think of them. These students need you. They need you to show them that you do care, that you matter to you. Students won't care about learning or how much you know until students know how much teachers care for them. The nominees for the Empathy for Students Award are Kelly Ellis, Melody Peacock, and Christopher White.
The winner of Empathy for Students Award is Christopher White.
I didn't prepare for speech, so bear with me real quick. I'm glad I didn't go first. But I would like to thank Entlet Grove as well as the faculty and staff at South Tech Academy. And most of all, I'd like to thank my students because it's why I'm here. And, you know, my category was empathy for students, and it's a part of life. Like, I'm a very important part of their life. And I didn't realize that when I first started teaching. Sometimes my students see me more than they see their own parents. So it's crazy how difficult some of these students' lives are. So once I started realizing that, you know, it makes you kind of look at your job a little bit different as more than a job, you know, because some of my connections with the students, they might not even have any connection with their parents at all. So it just makes me take my job a little bit more serious and understand that, you know, these students are as important to me as they are, and as I am to them. So thank you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next presenters are Tiago Tavares, Cecilia Rodriguez, and Karushi Francois. They will be presenting the Effective Discipline Award.
Good evening. The Effective Discipline Award is given out to a teacher that understands that discipline is a critical component of an effective classroom. A great teacher knows that they need to be fair and consistent, communicate their rules, set high expectations, and give frequent feedback, thus ensuring the need of discipline to likely be infrequent.
This teacher understands that all students should be treated with dignity even while being disciplined. They teach students to be responsible for their own behavior. They use discipline strategies to create a safe, non-confrontational atmosphere where students can feel comfortable and understand that their actions have positive or negative consequences. The nominees are Lynn Moran, Dr. Janice James, and Dr. Estrella Aviles.
Discipline is a symbol of caring to a student. Discipline is guidance. If there is love, there is no such thing as being too tough with a student. John Ron said, discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. The winner of the Effective Discipline Award is Lynn Moran from South Tech Academy.
Good evening. I have to apologize. Actually, Lynn Moran is at Florida State right now with her daughter graduating from college. So she got the weekends mixed up and she wanted me to apologize for not being here. But my name is Joey Franco. I am her assistant principal and I'm actually over discipline at South Tech. And if I had to say there was anybody that was consistent and fair and treated everybody with respect that deserves this award, it definitely is Miss Moran. So thank you very much. I know she'll be very honored.
Please join me in welcoming Leila Balthazar, Ari Gramajo Lopez, and Miranda Perez to present the Intellectual Humor Award.
Good evening. Good teaching is about humor. It's about the teacher being self-deprecating and not taking themselves too seriously. It's often making harmless jokes, mostly at their own expense, so that the ice breaks and students learn in a more relaxed atmosphere, where they, like the teacher, are human with their own share of faults and shortcomings.
These nominees understand that humor is another way to engage and inspire students. They know that humor keeps the classroom alive and facilitates learning. Humor is a powerful relationship builder and learning tool. They feel we are living, we occupy space, we have a mass, and we matter. The nominees for the Intellectual Good Humor Awards are Damien Conti, John Snyder, and Roosevelt Blackman.
There's nothing like a teacher who can turn a serious or sensitive matter or just something boring into humor. Humor relaxes the learning atmosphere in the classroom and usually makes students feel more in touch with the teacher. Feeling more in touch with the teacher usually leads to performing better in the classroom. The winner of the Intellectual Humor Award is Damien Conti.
Thank you all. Thank you so much. I'm blown away. I'm gonna try to do this speech just like I do my lesson plans, right here in the moment, right now. Thank you guys for even considering me. Thank you to my team at South Tech. You guys have treated me like an absolute king since I've joined you. An absolute special thank you to my wife, because without her, I would be wearing cargo shorts right now. This is the nicest I've ever dressed, and I am lost. This is incredible, and being a teacher, every day I wake up happy because I feel as comfortable joking with my students, using the self-deprecating humor as I would with my own family and loved ones. So to me, this is one of the greatest honors I could ever receive. So thank you again very much.
Here to present the Educational Visionary Awards are Soledad Livenes, Gabriel Alvarez, and Mareni Gomez.
Good evening. The educational visionary is a teacher who will not allow the lack of educational material and/or limited space stop him or her from achieving goals for students. This teacher knows the material and presents it well in spite of not having all that is required. The visionary is a role model for students, letting them know that despite any obstacle in the way, success can be achieved.
A dream does not become reality through magic. It takes sweat, determination, and hard work, once said by Colin Powell. These teachers being honored tonight help students to embrace the hope and determination to dream and work hard for greater success, to turn the magic of the dream into reality. They are dream builders, not dream destroyers. The nominees for the Educational Visionary Awards are Dr. Janice James, Andrea Macon, and Dorn Gordon IV.
Malcolm Gladwell said, "The visionary starts with a clean sheet of paper and reimagines the world." And the winner for the Educational Visionary Award is Dr. Janice James of the Crossroads Academy.
A couple years ago, I had a speech prepared. Tonight, I did not. But I'd like to begin by saying a big shout out to all my students who nominated me, and I appreciate them for having me, tolerating me, and helping me to help them achieve their dreams. Special thank you to my principal, Dr. Howard, Crossroads Academy. Thank you very much, guys, for considering me. I appreciate this. Thank you.
Our next award is the High Expectations Award. And here to present the award, Layla Balthazar. We also have Tiari Fudge and Ashley Durantz.
Good evening. These teachers recognize the importance of high expectations for students. They create a classroom where high expectations permeate the culture and rising to the challenge is the norm. The key for this teacher is recognizing that high expectations is both a belief about student capability and specific actions undertaken to make those beliefs a reality. These teachers demonstrate the highest expectations in their classroom instruction and show their student what they expect: rigorous, challenging, and high-quality work.
Charles Kettering said, "High achievement always takes place in the framework of high expectations." The nominees are Hygen's Success, Robert Wiener, and Dr. Janice James.
Teachers who set high expectations enable their students to maximize their potential. The winner of the High Expectation Award is Robert Weiner.
Just drop that wherever I want, I suppose. I probably should have expected this considering the category, but I did not. So I also did not expect to be giving a speech, but here I am. That being said, having high expectations is, for me, the quintessential reason why I came to teaching. I believe that students will rise to the expectations we set for them. And those that can't, we can offer our help to. That is how we can identify and mold all of our students to find a way to achieve the things that they themselves may not believe they're capable of. And that is the expectation I hold my students to. It is the expectation I hold myself to. I thank everybody for the honor. I have to thank my principal, Robinson. She's incredible, the best principal in Palm Beach County, if you ask me, but nobody did. Thank you all so much. Have a good day.
Our next award is the Champions of Reading Award. Here to present the awards are Angel Guevara, Nicole Martinez, and Brensky Luke.
Good evening. It is not enough to simply teach children to read. We have to give them something worth reading, something that will stretch their imaginations, something that will help them make sense of their own lives and encourage them to reach out toward people whose lives are quite different from their own. Catherine Patterson. All teachers are reading coaches, but some put forth extra energy to encourage a love of reading in their students and reinforce the basic skills to master the art of reading.
A book is the only place in which you can examine a fragile thought without breaking it, or explore an explosive idea without fearing it will go off into your face. It is one of the few havens remaining where a man's mind can get both provocation and privacy. The nominees for the Award of Champion of Reading are Eric Wilson, Tarika Mincy, and Dr. Janice James.
Once you learn to read, you will forever be free. And the winner of the Champion of Reading Award is Eric Wilson.
Wow. You would never believe how happy I was to be even considered for this award and to be nominated. And I never would have thought that I would be holding it today. So thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much to my school, South Tech. You guys have welcomed me. This is my first year teaching, and I've never been more easily integrated into a system, and I really appreciate all the work that you guys have done to help me feel welcomed and comfortable there. So thank you guys so much. Appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kathleen Pacias, Thaville Sweet, and Stephanie Francisco for our next award, the Communication with Parents Award.
The Communication with Parent Award goes to a teacher who recognizes that positive communication with parents improves student academic performance. This teacher believes that parents have the leading role in their children's education. It is through positive communication, teachers will gain a deeper understanding of their students and how to tailor their approach to each student.
Teachers and parents must create a partnership based on mutual trust. Parents have every right to understand what's happening to their children at school, and teachers have the responsibility to share that information without prejudicial judgment. The nominees are Corinza Harvey, David Wiggins, and Chelsea Canwell.
The partnership shows commitment to bridging the gap between home and school, as well as to improve the academic performance of students. The secret in education lies in communicating with the parents. The winner of the Communication with Parents Award is Corinza Harvey, Pahokee High School.
I'm so nervous, I almost dropped it. To even be considered for this award was one thing, but to actually win is pretty much mind-blowing for me right now. Those that actually work with me know how hard I go for my students, and I truly feel like I'm their parent when they're at school. I mean, they do spend a lot of time at school. So when it comes to communicating with parents, you know, on all levels, within school, within the community, there's never a time that a parent can see me and not ask about the child, or if there's anything wrong, not even just reaching out in regards to grades, behavior. I believe in making contact about positive things as well, you know. I don't only want to tear kids down. I truly model myself after Maslow's hierarchy of needs, trying to get my students to reach self-actualization in all things. And it takes a lot for me to be able to grow with them and help them by nurturing them in all aspects. And over the course of years, parents have truly gotten to know me throughout the different relationships that I've been able to foster within the school district, and that's pretty much why I'm here. So I would definitely like to thank God first, my husband second, because he deals with everything outside of my prayers, the supporting staff at Pahokee Middle Senior High School, as well as my students, because without them, I would not be here. Thank you.
Please welcome Travana Holt to present our next award.
Good evening. The 2023 Educator Year Award The Inlet Grove Community High School Educator Year Award is presented to a teacher who has made a significant impact in the lives of their students by contributing to their academic success. This teacher has consistently opened up a world of opportunities to each and every student that enters the classroom. This teacher was chosen by the students of Inlet Grove Community High School. The winner of the 2023 Educator Year Award is presented to Mr. Limbass.
All right. Thank you. All right, guys. Well, I'll keep it nice and sweet and short. Big money. So I think the most important thing is all the team that I worked with, from students to administrators to previous principals to anybody that touched my soul or touched my lesson plan or my observation, has been all about making it real, right? Real project-based learning, make it count. No busy work, you know, no stuff to just keep them from bell to bell. Just really touch every soul that you can. And that has been presented to me by many colleagues that I worked with, by many APs that I worked with. And I've took this job for a very selfish reason, is to learn alongside my students. So every day I learn alongside my students. I don't teach, I learn alongside them. We work on projects that I learn, they learn, and we succeed and we make it work. Big money moves, and that's it. That's all I got to say.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Let's give all of our honorees another round of applause. And now for a station break. You know I have to do that. Tonight, again, we know this is about the students. Just wanted to remind you all that there's a silent auction in the lobby if you care to participate, and there's also envelopes on the table to help with the scholarship fund. As you can see, Dr. Banks and her staff, they're just incredible. But judging from these students, they are confident, they are articulate, and they are respectful, which says a lot about them, their parents, and their school. And I also want to let all the honorees know, and even those who did not come on the stage tonight, the centerpieces, please take them with you. We want to let you know that you are all heroes, even if you didn't walk across the stage. And I also want to remind all of the parents that you should be proud of your students, your children, as well as their teachers. I'm done. I was getting teary-eyed listening to those speeches, saying, I want to be a teacher. Well, now is the time for our special presentations. You know, there are a lot of people in our community that make a difference by helping in ways that we may not even know, and they may not even know that they touch a lot of lives. So I'm going to call we're going to make some presentations here. I'm going to call each one up. And our first presentation will be the Educational Leadership Award. It's from Palm Beach County School District COO, Joseph Sanchez. Is Joseph with us tonight? Perfect. Would you like to call?
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Hey, let's give it up for those student presenters once again. They did a great job memorizing those presentations. They memorized the names. They memorized what the awards were about. They did a great job. So I wasn't told I had to memorize them, so I'm going to read mine. So I want to thank you guys all for being here. It's my honor. We're going to be recognizing a gentleman here very shortly. The Educational Leadership Award is given to an individual who has shown a strong commitment to supporting the best classroom learning experience for all Palm Beach County students. And that honor goes to my first superintendent, Dr. Art Johnson. Dr. Johnson, come on up, please.
Thank you, Joe. And to all of you here, it's been a while. I used to live in this place during commencement season and literally graduated tens of thousands of students in my 40 years in Palm Beach County. I want to do two things tonight. I want to give thanks, and I also want to express appreciation. First, thanks to Emma Banks for this 16th annual My Teacher, My Hero. Emma is a hero to many, and she is to me because she gives more second chances to students than many would. She doesn't see problems, she sees humanity. I also want to thank Mike Burke, our new superintendent, doing a great job, for bringing Joe Sanchez back. Joe is a facilities man. A decade ago, he built 100 schools in 10 years. I don't know of anybody else in the country that has done that. And now appreciation. The single greatest reason that people leave their employment, relationships, or even give up on life is when they're not appreciated. So I want to take this moment to give appreciation to my teachers and my heroes. First, my parents. They raised 5 children in a moral home. We learned right from wrong. I want to thank my teachers and professors and mentors who guided me to aim high, to study long, and to work hard. Just don't sing, Art. I'm tone deaf. And by the way, that's a pretty good excuse if you're accused of not listening, because it's true. I can't sing. I want to appreciate my colleagues in the 60 years that I've been involved in public education and 40 here in Palm Beach County. It's been a great ride. We've climbed some terrific mountains. In 1986, Randy McNally recognized Palm Beach County as the 3rd best urban system in the country. In 2011, the Broad Foundation indicated that Palm Beach County was the highest performing urban district in the country in closing gap and graduation rate for minority students. And then we went on to have an unprecedented 8 years of A rating, which is the longest in the state of Florida among the urbans. So while we scaled some high mountains, there were some valleys, low valleys. For one, right now, as a system, we face increasing accountability, safety and security, and over-regulation that is simply suffocating our teachers and school-based administrators, along with society's cultural wars. For me personally, it was a low point because the school board and I divorced each other twice. And then the voters once, and the principals twice, brought me back. They certainly were my heroes. Many of my heroes come in reading great books and listening to the words of successful leaders. As has already been mentioned, Rosenthal, students will rise or fall to the level of expectation. Gladwell, to be great, you have to do something 10,000 times. Churchill, great leaders are great simplifiers, and never, ever give in anything, large or small. And leader, the secret to success and happiness in life is simple. It's health, family, and time. Time is finite. It is not infinite. Do not squander time. To my wife, Ruthie, and my family, my biggest hero, I want to express to them my love and support for me and their patience. Their patience. Lots of patience, because I can be difficult. So, honey, now that I'm no longer a high school principal or superintendent, I'll be home early tonight. I love you, and to all of you that are here, thank you, good night, and Godspeed.
And presenting the Distinguished Leadership Award is State Senator Bobby Powell.
Hello, everybody. I'm not making the same mistake I made last year. I realized that these words are small, so I did bring my glasses this time. Before I present the Leadership Award, I do want to recognize, I was in Tallahassee. I just got back last night from the 2020. You want to stand on the side? Stand right here. Everybody can see you. Say hi. So, the 2023 legislative session, and while I was there, I missed a very important birthday, but I want to make sure that we recognize the person who made sure we are here tonight. I want to present a proclamation as one of the 40 state senators here in Florida. I do want to recognize and honor Dr. Emma Banks. This is a senator's proclamation. This is a proclamation to recognize Dr. Emma Banks for her incredible service and many contributions to the community. Whereas Emma Banks was born in Monticello, Florida, and is the only child of Jenny Miller. And Emma Banks moved to West Palm Beach for her last year of high school, where she graduated. And Dr. Banks received her Bachelor's of Science from Delaware State College before completing her doctorate in educational organization and leadership from Nova University. And whereas Emma Banks began working for the Florida Department of Education in 1978 before moving back to West Palm Beach in 1987 to work as an assistant principal at an adult vocational school, this school became Inlet Grove Community High School, a charter school, in 2004. Emma Banks was promoted to principal of Inlet Grove Community High School in 2004 and is now the president/CEO. We're doing business, y'all. Under Emma Banks' tutelage, 99% of the students at Inlet Grove get into college or the service industry upon graduation. 99%. Emma Banks established My Teacher, My Hero, a formal recognition of Palm Beach County Teachers, where students nominate and honor teachers who have made a difference in their lives. And Emma Banks developed and implemented the first successful Mentors program for teen parent students in Palm Beach County. This is my favorite part. Dr. Banks is also an actress, a TV producer, having acted on Empire and produced the shows Reality High and Our Future Generation. And whereas Emma Banks has received numerous awards, including Outstanding African American Achievement Award, Lifetime Achievement Award, Minority Television Producers Awards, the Governor's Outstanding Leadership Award, Urban League Trailblazer Award, Executive Award of Women of Palm Beach County, and a number of different awards, et cetera, whereas Emma Banks currently sits on the Urban League of Palm Beach County Board of Directors and is married to Clotie Banks Sr., and together they have 6 children. Now, therefore, I, Senator Bobby Powell of Florida Senate District 24, do hereby recognize Dr. Emma Banks for her incredible and many contributions to the community and to the state of Florida. Thank you, Dr. Banks.
All I have to say is thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Everybody in this room helped me to be who I am today. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Banks. And now I want to present the Leadership Award. I'll tell you about this gentleman. He received an award at My Teacher, My Hero some 16 years ago. I met him on one of my journeys as a state representative when I was over at South Tech. What I can tell you about this gentleman is from the moment I met him, we connected. Not only do I know he inspires the students, he inspired me as a state representative, now state senator. I'm excited. You're excited too, but I need you, I'm gonna need you to calm just a little bit down. I'm excited to bring you all the outstanding leader, Mr. Jay Boggess.
Good evening. Senator Powell, to receive an award from not only a leader like you, but a friend, doesn't happen every day. But I can tell you, I was shaking hands, seeing faces. This group is a lot better looking up here than even down there. I can say that for sure. Take a moment and say to the person to the left or right of you, you are good looking this evening. All right. That's right. So with that said, to this entire group, thank you so much for this award, as I'm honored and humbled to receive it. With so many incredible educators sitting not only in this room, but in this community, to be selected for this means so much. Before my colleagues, and I'll say this county, let me tell you why it means what it does to me. As Senator Powell referenced, 16 years ago at this same event, I was honored as a My Teacher, My Hero Teacher of the Year finalist. And there were 4 incredible women in the audience supporting and loving me then, and those same radiant, beautiful women are sitting here this evening, cheering me on and always have, and I guess always will. I like that. Let me say this is my opportunity to acknowledge them and thank them for who they are and who they've been in my life. The first of these is my amazing wife, Anna, my best friend and wife of 15 years, mother of our incredible 5 children. You are my rock and partner in all that we do. And tonight, I say thank you for allowing me to be the leader that I am in this community. The love and care, the attention given to our children when I am providing it to other people's children is not taken for granted. And tonight, I recognize you as part of that award. The next are my mother and grandmother, Jamie Sue and Mana Jean. Since birth, you two have raised me to be the man that stands before Palm Beach County today and to lead a next generation of learners and leaders to greatness. That you instilled character and integrity by your walk with God and to show others who He is by how we treat them. That love and grace are a verb and action, not a simple saying of convenience. That you sacrificed and devoted your life the last 40 years to this success and will continue into the future. To you, I say thank you. And the fourth lady sitting here tonight and sitting there 16 years ago, Dr. Emma Banks. She has been a colleague, a mentor, and a friend since the moment I met her. She hired a 21-year-old surfer boy in Riviera Beach because she believed in my heart and my passion for young people, and I'll say the earnest and fervent desire to make a difference in this world. Emma, you have impacted more lives than you will ever know. And I will say you have changed the course of history for many as a result. And to you, I say thank you. I will close with this. The simple truth that I believe that education is the cornerstone of democracy, that it is the greatest equalizer to empower individuals to their full potential. And although the landscape of education is changing and expanding, there is one truth that will remain. No matter what entity you work for, district, charter, homeschool, private school, parochial school, Christian school, know who you serve. Know it. Know there is a man or woman that signs your paycheck. Yes. But that is not who you work for. And that is not who you serve. You see, I serve the one true and living God. And we are blessed and fortunate. We are. We are blessed and fortunate to serve His children and their families as a result of them being in our classrooms and on our campuses each and every day. Students are who we serve. The young men and women we saw this evening. Do you know 20% of this world's population is made up by children, and yet they are 100% of our future. I believe in a Neil Postman quote that says, "Children are the living message to a future we will not see." Believe that. This investment has to be made, and we will serve them with everything that we have. So tonight, I say again, I am beyond grateful for this award and to lead our community with passion and a servant's heart. And tonight, to this collective, I say thank you for what you do, and may God bless you in every step.
Ooh, these speeches are good. And here to present the Student Advocate Award is Dr. Charles Woodard.
Thank you. How's everyone? I can tell. This award, as it is stated, is a person who is an advocate. They stand for, stand in, and stand behind their students. This person advocates for not one, not two, but for every student. This person ensures that not one, not two, but that all students receive the help and services that they need in order to engage in a positive and successful learning experience. Now, is that not a need? All right. The person that we're going to honor this day as the student advocate that we are advocating for. Her name is Miss Karen Brill.
Wow, it is so difficult to follow these amazing leaders who spoke before me, but I just want to tell you that I too am humbled and honored to be here tonight, especially to receive this award from Inlet Grove Community High School, a school that nurtures and supports each and every student in a way that I did not receive when I was younger. And I'm going to share that story with you in just a couple moments. But first, I want to thank Dr. Banks and the Inlet Grove Foundation. I want to thank my son Matthew, who's here tonight. I would not be up here were it not for Matthew. I want to thank my husband, especially want to thank my husband for not flying to England to see the coronation of his king, but instead is going tomorrow. So thank you, honey, because I know it's not easy being married to me. He didn't know what he was getting into. Trust me. Because when you're an advocate, it's not a 9-to-5 job. It's 24/7. The phone rings at all times. But I want to share with you my backstory because many of you in this room know me, but you don't know where I came from. So I grew up in a household with 2 disabled parents, and they divorced when I was 10 years old, and we were poor. We were very poor, and I became a caregiving youth, and I raised my brothers, took care of my house, and took care of my mother. Now, when I was in school, in elementary school, all of my clothes were hand-me-downs from one of my male cousins. I remember when I was in junior high school, being ostracized by some of my teachers and my co-students because I had to go every day to the home economics room. Remember that room? I had to go there to sew my pants every day because I only had 1 pair of pants. By high school, I was working full-time. So I was working full-time. I was taking care of my 2 brothers. I was taking care of my mother as she was in and out of hospitals. And I was saving money, and I was able to get clothing, but I couldn't go to prom because I couldn't afford the ticket and I couldn't afford the dress. But I was determined when I went to a 2-year college. I couldn't go and get my bachelor's until I was already a mom and had saved the money. I went back for my bachelor's and my master's. But I went to a 2-year college, and then I put myself into a vocational school, and I managed to get jobs that were unbelievable, working for RCA Records, working for Malcolm Forbes. I worked with kings and queens and leaders of businesses. And fun fact, I was even on Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. I had a little cameo pretending to call Mick Jagger. But I tell you this, and I want the students to hear this, because your past and does not need to define you. You can become anything that you want to be. And so I share this with you because I want you to know that I had the most amazing life, going to black tie affairs, hanging out with Liz Taylor, sat with Richard Nixon at Malcolm's funeral. I could tell you stories you wouldn't believe. But then I had my son, and I wanted to be a mom, and I moved to Florida because I wanted to be around family. Family was what mattered. And then 29 years ago, I went to enroll my son at Hagen Road Elementary. I probably shouldn't have mentioned the school, because they told me when I missed kindergarten roundup, and they said that they do not take children like him because my son has autism. And so an advocate was born that day. As Dr. Johnson knows, I was an advocate for all students, but I fought hard. We fought for full inclusion, for all opportunities for all students, no matter what their background, no matter what their differing abilities. Every student, each and every student has the potential to be whatever and whoever they want to be. And I'm proud to say that my son actually works in the school system in school food service. And I am proud of him each and every day and of every student. And so if I can leave you with anything, I just want you to know that this is my lifelong passion. It means even more coming to receiving this recognition here. It's something that I will always cherish. My background was my gift. It was my blessing. It made me the person who I am today. And so I share it with you to tell you that I adore all of you. You're all my heroes in my mind. All of you support our students. Yes, as Mr. Boggess said, they are our future. And so thank you very much.
Presenting the Community Advocate Award is Lonnie K. Martins, Esquire.
Good evening. A community advocate serves as the voice of the community. They advocate for change within their local communities, aiming to resolve issues like poor access to social services, environmental protection, environmental pollution, lack of accessibility, increased crime rates, and other social issues, all for the betterment of the community. A community advocate revolves around collaborating with the local population to determine the needs that have to be addressed in that community. They then propose those needs to the people in power to effect change. Community advocates may also provide counseling. They may participate in programs like feeding the homeless, food drives, anti-drug initiatives, the things that make their communities better. I am pleased and honored to present the Community Advocate Award tonight to Richard Blankenship.
Mr. B. First of all, I want to thank my wife, Teresa. When the phone rings at 10 o'clock, her eyes roll, but she doesn't say nothing. Maybe I'd rather handle it tonight than tomorrow. To the student body, thank you. To Dr. Banks, thank you. This is the most precious award I've ever received, and I thank you for that. To the student body, public service is teacher, nurse, parks and recreation, whatever it is, it's a grand profession. So look into that. Don't shy away from it because it don't pay a lot, but it's so rewarding, obviously. Thank you.
If anyone is interested in the silent auction, I think they're going to be wrapping up in about 15 minutes. Just want to let you know. And now Next, we have Celicia Smith Gordon, Esquire, presenting the Entrepreneurship Award.
Good evening. Entrepreneurs come in all sizes, all shapes, and all ages. There are many entrepreneurs who are youth, students, who have become very successful. And then there are those who are young at heart, who are also successful. There are some very basic things that are true to form for entrepreneurs. One, they have a plan. Two, they are persistent. And three, they are passionate. But the fourth one is, in order for them to be successful, they must have help from others. Our awardee tonight is one of those helpmates for others. For over 30 years, Bruce Lewis has been a consultant in business enterprises, and he has helped many become successful right here in Palm Beach County by giving guidance and fostering relationships with the entrepreneur with the appropriate public or private or governmental sector so that there is a win-win for economic growth in our own community and beyond. So, I would like for you to give an applause and join me of recognizing and honoring Bruce Lewis, who has done marvelous things in this community and is known as the Palm Beach County Business and Community Capacity Builder. He has done so and is professionally and promotes others with passion, almost as much as he enjoys promoting tennis. He is a friend of mine, and I want you to join me in welcoming him.
Now I got to put her on payroll. Makes it tough. Well, I'm really out of my space in this award. First of all, I'd like to thank Dr. Banks, who called me up one day and said, well, Bruce, I'm going to give you an award. And I says, well, you don't really have to do that. And she says, no, you need to understand. You're going to get this award. So I was fine with that. A few weeks later, she calls me up and says, well, Bruce, are you going to bring your wife? I says, yeah. I was going to fill out the little form and mail in the check. She said, no, you need to Zelle me the money. So I was all right with that, too. So we got it done. So you can tell she's a businesswoman, right? So I tried to connect Inlet Grove to the largest small business conference and expo in Palm Beach County, the Business Matchmaker Conference. And I want to expose young entrepreneurs or those who think they want to go down that entrepreneurial pathway and expose them to large corporations, other small businesses, government entities, so they can kind of get the feel of another alternative path. You know, college is not for everybody, but if you have in your heart the desire to be your own boss, I want to kind of help you get a head start in that. And for those mentees that I have, 47 and counting, a lot of them are very successful. Some of them got a nerve to be in competition with me. That's okay too. We'll take that on too. But I'd be remiss if I didn't thank my first heroes and teachers, my parents. They put me on the right path. Secondly, I want to thank my mentors, the late and great Judge Edward Rogers and S. Bruce McDonald, who just poured so much into me when I first moved here. And all they told me to do is that, do that for somebody else, and I hope I'm living up to that. Lastly, I think I'd like to thank my wife, who is kind of like my guidance counselor on some days, my conscience on my left shoulder on other days, but she helps me. She just supports what I do. You know, we all have two things in common. We all are born, and we all must die one day, but what really matters is what you do in between that time to help others. And so I try to do the best that I can with that part of it. And the one, I guess, galvanizing piece of advice I give to all these young businesses or aspiring business owners is, you know, if you don't invest in yourself, then how can you expect anybody else to invest in you? And so I try to instill that. I appreciate this honor. Thank you very much.
Riviera Beach Mayor Ronnie Felder will present the Nonprofit Organization Award.
Hello. Hello. As you can see, my memo was a little different than previous presenters. When I was given the task of giving this next award to this gentleman, they said, we don't want you to be in the black tie. Come unique because he's such a unique gentleman. And so now I understand why. I wore this suit and not in my black attire because of this next young man. As we give this award, the Nonprofit Organization Award is presented to an individual that exhibits leadership and excellence, and whose contributions have helped advance the lives and be an integral part in enhancing the road in the lives of pursuing young people. It's with my great pleasure to present this award to somebody I've learned in the past 24 hours. I learned more about him from one of his neighbors than I have 4 years being mayor. So I tell him this, bring me to the porch. Malachi knows.
When I returned home, when I left home in 1959 to go to Morgan State College, which is now Morgan State University, and started the first golf team there by pestering the coach after my first year, Mary and Joe, mom and dad's names, stopped having to make payments because of a full scholarship. Youth, you can do the same thing. When I returned home after somehow or another being able to retire at age 50, now 81, I've given my life to youth. At old JFK Middle School, I started Inner City Youth Golfers Incorporated. Later, I started the African American Golfers Hall of Fame, and now the African American Collegiate and Youth Golfers Hall of Fame. We will celebrate our 2023 anniversary celebration May 25 through the 29th. We welcome all of you all to join us. I would not be standing here, however, without some of my friends at table 20. Yoo-hoo! And one of the most precious souls that I have in my whole entire life is the lady standing to my right, Miss Esmeralda Knowles. Would you please give her a round of applause? I must say that one of my ambitions is to, and we're going to do it, to build the only standalone African American Golfers Hall of Fame museum, Bobby, in the United States of America at 125 West 13th Street in Riviera Beach, Florida, really and truly a kitty corner across the street from the Boys and Girls Club. City staff, Friday, we picked up our permit. Thank you.
And now for our final award tonight, I would like to ask for LaVoy Smith to head up here on stage, and that will be the Liz Taylor Award. Again, last call for the auction, the silent auction. They'll be wrapping up soon. As we wait for her to join us on stage, after listening to all of these presenters, it lets you know that our kids are in good hands. What do you think?
Good evening. I'm LaVoy Taylor Smith, and it is my honor to present this evening the Elizabeth Taylor Memorial Scholarship. Life's journey is filled with pitfalls, steep hills, quick turns, and deep valleys. Sometimes we are slow to see the signs that would alert us to a change in our path. We can, however, help ourselves by being prepared for the unexpected that may very well come our way. We can prepare ourselves for the changes we encounter by educating ourselves. Education broadens our horizons and provides us with an array of resources for solutions to the problems in life we encounter. The more we know, the more tools we have to apply when things go wrong. Education also helps us stay on track. When we are educated, we are aware. Education prepares us by arming us with knowledge. This is what Elizabeth Taylor believed in her many roles throughout her life as wife, mother, teacher, assistant principal, mentor, and friend. She believed in the precepts of knowledge and education. She also possessed the traits that tonight's scholarship recipient described herself in her essay. She said, "I put my all into everything I do and never give anything half effort." These words express why Jakaria Gibson has chosen the pathway she intends to pursue, and it is my honor and privilege on behalf of the Taylor family to present to Jakaria the 2023 Elizabeth Taylor Memorial Scholarship. We'll make sure she gets it. Oh, okay.
Good evening, everyone. I am not Jakaria, but I am her aunt. She could not be here this evening, but she appreciates the award and she looks forward to using it to pursue her efforts in the future. Thank you.
Let's give our presenters as well as our honorees another round of applause. And I would also like the honorees to take a centerpiece with them as well. And now, here tonight, the person we have all been waiting for. First, this.
I have enlisted the help of one of Abbott Elementary's finest. Now, come on, show us what you got.
What, here?
Yeah.
Here, you can get this kid. Of course here. Come on, teach us something.
Oh, all right. Farmer Hank has 7 turkeys. Then he buys 6 more. How many turkeys does Farmer Hank now have?
Is one of the turkeys pregnant?
One of my kids asked the same thing.
Because it's a good question, and it shows that they're using critical thinking.
It's irrelevant.
No, it might be silly to you, but to them it might be an important question that if they don't get it answered, they can't focus.
And diversions are an important part of learning. Otherwise, they're just memorizing.
Memorization is how I learn all the state's capitals. Juneau, Salem, Madison. I can keep going.
In my class, we do silly voice time to, break up the day.
And it makes learning more fun, too. Okay. Follow my lead. Here we go.
What's happening?
Oh, come on now, son. Moving those hips a little, it is not going to kill you. Now, let's do this math problem again. Oh, what's the turkey farmer's name?
Hank?
Yes. All right. Hank has 2 turkeys. He gets 2 more. How many turkeys? Hank has 2 turkeys. He gets 2 more. How many turkeys?
He has 4.
Yes.
Or 6 if one of the turkeys is pregnant with twins. See? Who told you learning can't be fun?
That's the kind of teacher we all need, right? Well, the award-winning star of ABC's hit show, Abbott Elementary, Cheryl Lee Ralph, is a singer, as you just heard, a producer, an activist, and internationally acclaimed motivational and inspirational speaker. This multi-award winning actress delivers empowering and thought-provoking keynotes on family, faith, love, and overcoming obstacles. She has spoken at schools, universities, social organizations, churches, and religious conferences around the world. Ms. Ralph showcases her exceptional abilities in feature films, concert halls, the Broadway stage, and on television. She was nominated for a Tony Award for a Drama Desk Award for creating the role of Dina Jones in the landmark Broadway musical Dreamgirls. She has, a lot of us at my age remember that. She has also starred in such films as The Distinguished Gentleman with Eddie Murphy, The Mighty Quinn with Denzel Washington, Mistress with Robert De Niro, and Sister Act with Whoopi Goldberg. She is an honored AIDS advocate and founder of the Diva Foundation, a nonprofit organization dedicated to addressing critical health challenges of HIV/AIDS through arts and advocacy. She is also a celebrity spokesperson for the National Minority AIDS Council. Ms. Ralph also performs her transformational one-woman show, Sometimes I Cry, which is based on real women's stories and health and well-being. In the spring of 2023, she will debut her new show, My Soul Cries Out, which highlights real women's accounts of domestic abuse. She's the founder and creator of a very successful Jamaican Film Festival, which has produced 5 Showtime Filmmaker finalists in 5 years. Ladies and gentlemen, Cheryl Lee Ralph. I thought.
I'm great, thank you.
I thought you were one of the kids looking good.
Well, thank you. I know people always say, well, you don't look like Barbara Howard. And I'm like, I'm not, and I'm an actress. Yeah, there you go.
Well, thank you so much for sitting down with us.
Thank you, good to be here with you
And-
in West Palm Beach.
Yes, West Palm Beach.
Uh-huh.
Welcome.
Thank you.
You like the sunshine we provided for you today? A little bit of rain.
Listen, the closer I am to the equator, the better I feel.
Well, I know students have some questions for you, but I wanted to ask you one question.
Uh-huh.
I'm listening to the presentations today, the students. Tell me about a teacher of yours that made a difference.
You know something, I grew up surrounded by teachers. You know, my dad was a teacher, lifelong learner, started out as a teacher, ended his career as a college professor. And I remember that my dad had a sign on his desk that simply said, think. And that has just changed my whole life. You know, everything for me is think. Think about it. How can it be better? How can it be different? What can we do? Think. I just love that. You know, it has expanded my mind so much. But then I have an aunt by the name of Auntie Carolyn, and Auntie Carolyn was a reluctant teacher turned blue ribbon principal, Bunker Hill School in Washington, D.C., and she had the audacity to believe that her children, no matter her students, her children, no matter where they came from, no matter their zip code, no matter their class, their color, whatever anybody thought about them, they deserved the best that the world could give them. And she had the nerve to invite the Queen, not Latifah, to her school. And Queen Elizabeth came to D.C., Bunker Hill, sipped tea, and made shepherd pie. God, I would have loved to see that. Yes. So those are the kind of teachers, educators that I grew up around. And I'm literally what happens when great teachers really just don't teach, but inspire, because I'm truly what inspiration by teachers looks like. Mm-hmm.
Did you think you would be here today?
Believe it or not, I think it even is bigger than that. It's what other people thought about where I would be. My mother was shocked. I'm an immigrant's child, Jamaica. My mother's from Jamaica. Big up Jamaica. Yes. And my mother, she was shocked that Barack Obama was the first black president because she was so sure it was going to be me. Yes. You talk about raising the bar high. You know, as an immigrant's child, my mother said, be a doctor, be a lawyer, and if you can't do that, then marry one. I did neither. And I get paid more just playing one.
Tell me about what we should know about Abbott Elementary, behind the scenes stuff.
God.
Tell us the stuff that we haven't seen on TV. Want to know
Let
the
me tell you
dirt.
something. Abbott Elementary is the best show on TV. The best show. I cannot think of another show that brings generations together to sit down and watch a show, talk about a show, and discuss what it is they just laughed about and what they learned. But more importantly, it is that Abbott Elementary shines the light on educators, especially teachers, who we see getting awards here tonight, and I love it. Yes, they are not the butt of the joke, they are the heart of the show, and I am your favorite TV teacher. Yes, I am. Mrs. Barbara Howard. I love that show. Yes, I do. We deserve every award we have won and will win in the future. Thank you.
Can you tell us any surprises about the next season?
You know something? Believe it or not, we're in the middle of a writer's strike. So anything that would have been happening has come to a screeching halt. And I have a funny feeling it's going to be like a Baptist minister. It will be quick for as long as it takes. So we will see what happens. And when it comes to Janine and Gregory, I hope those two get some therapy. I really do. When I saw the finale, and it's funny for me because I'm in the show, you would think it wouldn't be brand new for me. But it's brand new for me when I watch the show. And I watched Janine, and I wanted to say, what's wrong with you? You got this good man right here. At least give him a nice date, you know, dress up, think about it. And then for him, it's like I wanted to say, oh my God, what is wrong with you? Put some gravy on the chicken. My God, talk to the girl. But then I guess it doesn't matter. They need therapy, personal therapy, and then couples therapy. Everybody in the room, I think everybody deserves a checkup from the neck up sometime, yes.
Let's go back to Dreamgirls.
Uh-huh.
It's still in you, right?
Oh, always. Dreamgirls will never leave me. Dina Jones will never leave me. Being a part of creating a character like that and then seeing things grow and change and having words and things that I created coming out of the mouth of the one and only Queen Bee, Beyonce. I mean, it's just such an amazing artistic gift. And I'll never, ever forget Dreamgirls and what it took to really be a part of writing, creating, and developing a show that is really theater history now. Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me more about your advocacy for HIV and AIDS? That's something that I wasn't really aware of.
Well, for me, it all started in Dreamgirls on Broadway. I mean, I call the HIV and AIDS the last pandemic. And there were so many things that were so very similar that were happening with COVID. You know, back then, you know, you couldn't talk about condoms. People didn't want to wear them, didn't want to use them. With masks, people didn't want to wear them, didn't want to use them. It was just such a problem. People had information back then about the disease, but people didn't want to accept the information about the disease. Same thing with COVID. People had the information, but people didn't want to accept the information. Back then, people had a responsibility to each other, no matter who they were, no matter what you thought about them. Just like now, you know, with the COVID, people have a responsibility, especially when you are essential. And it was just shocking to me in both of these eras, both of these times, how easy it was for people not to care, one, about anybody else. But what was greater about that is, if you don't care about anybody else, what you really don't care about is yourself. Because believe it or not, we are all in this together.
And now that you have free time,
No, I never have free time. I never have free time. I get to do stuff like this twice or at least once a week, 5 to 4 times in a month. So last week I was in a brand new city every other day. And one afternoon, I spent it with Oprah, and it was fabulous. She's really much nicer than you can imagine. She's like great. She's like a big ray of sun. I was like, look at that woman. Wow, that's real. You know, we all have our own energy and own power, and hers is like a big, like, vroom, 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 vroom. I was like, wow, I love that. Oh, I had a good old time. I had a great time.
Well, if you want to spend time in South Florida, you're more than welcome.
Thank you.
If you want to think about doing a movie here or anything like that, you're more than welcome.
Do we have good tax breaks?
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta have good tax breaks. Yeah. I'll think about it.
Well, I believe some of the students have some questions. If not, we can open it up to the audience, if you don't mind.
Oh, well, no, I don't mind. That's what I'm here for.
Okay.
And
Anyone-
while they're thinking about it, on May 9th, I'm partnering with Sonic. I don't know if you all have Sonic down here in Florida. Oh, you do? Great. I'm partnering with Sonic. And on May 9th, we're going to partner again with Donors Choose. Anybody know about Donors Choose here? You do? Okay, on May 9th, anybody in this audience can go to Donors Choose, make a donation, and we're going to match it up to $1.5 million. Yes. So you just go to Donors Choose, put in your zip code. If there's a teacher or a subject or a classroom that you want to support, please support them, and we will match that. Yeah.
Anyone in the audience would like to, I think, come on up, Danielle.
Don't be shy.
This is nice. I get to sit down.
Thank you. You know, I did meet Dr. Banks before. I met her at the Acapulco Film Festival, and she was trying to sell a talk show for kids. So she's actually an actress. How about that? And a producer. Yes. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I am wonderful.
Good.
Angela. I have a question for you.
Yeah,
First
I
of
can't
all,
hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Mic check. Okay. First, I want to congratulate you on your most recent award
Thank
that I
you.
know of. Your Emmy Award. I
The
loved your
Emmy.
speech.
Thank
it
you.
was amazing.
Thank
and
you.
from one Emmy winner to another, I say congratulations.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
I want to know, I've been watching you since I was a child. I'm 40.
Yes.
I'm about to be 41 years old.
All right.
You're D to me.
Thank
from Moesha,
you.
So that means a whole lot.
Yeah, I'll never forget Dee in Moesha. Great character.
That's who you are. I even have my 15-year-old daughter watching the show.
Aw.
She watches it.
Hi.
I want to know
Yes.
what moves your soul about acting? What keeps you going about acting? And where do you see yourself in the next 10 years?
Oh, my goodness.
10, I say 10.
10, I love it. You know what? I'm actually Betty White Black.
I would agree. I like
yes.
that.
I'm Betty White Black. I will not be retiring. I will probably be working for as long as I live, because for me, what I get to do with acting, performing, singing, speaking, is my joy. So it is, I don't have a job. I have a joy. And I get to walk in my joy, love my joy. I always tell people that I love it so much, I would do it for free. I think, thank God I don't have to, you know, but I love what I do. And that is actually what keeps me going. When it comes to things like speaking, it's the fact that I have known, my father used to always tell me that when you speak and if you reach one person, you've done a great thing. Well, I've met a few people in my lifetime who have said, thank you. You changed my life. You saved my life. You encouraged me to carry on. You helped my broken wings fly. So those are just a few of the things that keep me carrying on. And where do I see myself in 10 years? Alive, happy, thriving. Of course, I will be working, enjoying myself, and who knows, if my children get married, I might even have some grandchildren.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Hi,
Hi.
My name is Erna, and I'm a student at Inlet Grove Community High School. And the first question I have for you...
First thing is, you got to say that over again. You know, people get exactly 15 seconds for people to figure out who they think you are. And if they do not hear your name, they start pulling back. You become a big fuzz. So the first thing is, when you take the mic anywhere, when you have somebody's attention anywhere, own that space. Do not be wishy-washy with the space, because that's how they will perceive you. Who are you, and what is it you'd like to say?
Hi, my name is Erna DeLise.
Did you just see how much she improved? Remember that, and be that every single time. Go ahead.
And I am a student at Inlet Grove, and the first question I have for you is, in your acceptance speech when you won Outstanding Supporting Actress in Comedy Series, you brought the audience to its feet with an inspiring song. Can you tell us more about that song and why you chose it?
The song is a song that my friend Diane Reeves, who's an incredible vocalist, artist, wrote, and it's very simple. It's, I am an endangered species, but I sing no victim song. I am a woman, I am an artist, and I know where my voice belongs. That song speaks volumes to me. I'm a woman, I'm an artist, and I know where my voice belongs. When I got on that stage, that Emmy night, September 12th, 2022, my brain was scrambled, and I really had to find some way to center myself. And I centered myself in song. And I have a song, you know, I always believe you should have a song, a piece of poetry, a story that you can tell well, and that was my song, and I sang it, and it worked. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi. Hi, my name is Marcos Cifuentes.
Hi, Marcus, how are you?
Good.
Good.
Marco Cifuentes.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? They need to hear your name. And if you don't say your name in a way that people know and hear it, they do what I just did. I called you by the wrong name. What's your name?
Marco Cifuentes.
Hello, Marco Cifuentes.
Yes.
There you go.
First of all, I want to say thank you to God for giving me this opportunity.
Amen.
And Dr. Banks, too.
Amen. Dr. Banks, give Dr. Banks a round of applause.
And
I know she's out there taking care of business somewhere.
And my parents, too.
Oh, clap your parents, baby. To all the parents in the room, yes.
My question is, what took you to the step you are right now? Like,
what took me to where I am?
Yes.
Believe it or not, it took me 40 years to become an overnight sensation. 40 years. Great education. I graduated from Rutgers University. Thank you, on the banks of the old Raritan, yes. My parents, you know, you thanked your parents. I had two perfectly imperfect parents who loved me unconditionally, who sacrificed for me, who let me know every day the impossible was possible for me. Parents, all of you, you have much greater power than you can ever imagine. Please use it wisely with your children. And because of my parents, I had a great belief in myself. I get up every morning, I look in the mirror, and I say, I love you, girl. How you doing? Yes. We're going to make it through this day. No matter how I'm feeling, I encourage myself. I lift up myself. I respect myself. I love myself. Because like the great drag queen says, if you can't love yourself, how in the world are you going to love anybody else? Start with you. Start with you. The best relationship you will ever have in life is the one you have with yourself.
My other question was there people in your life that thought you couldn't get to this point?
Ooh, honey. Were there people in my life who didn't think I would make it? Oh, so many. When I was little, ooh, they tried to break my spirit. They called me Ugmo. That was my nickname, because my nose didn't quite fit on my face. My lips were a little bit large. Now, people pay money for these lips. Oh, I was too dark. I was too this. I was too that. Oh, yeah, and I had dreams of making it, and they told me I should stop because I will never make it. Guess what? Sometimes I just have to look back at them and say, how you doing? Oh, how are ya? Yes. Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much.
Success, baby. Success. You're gonna make it, Marcus. You're gonna make it, baby. Trust it. 10 years from now, you're gonna send me a nice designer bag and say, you told me so. I would say yes.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Girl, that's a very nice gown you have on.
Thank you.
Rule number 1 in beauty and the way you present yourself to the world. If your shoes hurt you, do not buy them. Do not go out and take your shoes off.
Oh, no, they're not off.
Where are the shoes?
Have different ones on.
You changed them. Thank you. Don't tell me I know what I saw on the stage.
I ain't taking them off. I'm not barefooted.
I'm just saying. You came out presenting. We all saw you. You stay that way. Thank you. What's your question?
Hi, my name is Layla Balthazar. My
Hello.
question for you is...
What's your last name?
Balthazar.
Ooh, girl, that's a good restaurant in New York. Yes. Good restaurant. How may I help you?
What was it like working on set with Brandy and being on Moesha?
Oh my gosh, you know something? Those were some of the best days in my whole career. Why? Because I had worked so hard getting to that point at age 34 years old, and here after, producers telling me when I wore my hair in braids, find something more natural, and just being who I was at that time, to see this 14-year-old girl, young black girl, in her braided glory, starring in this show, and now the whole world was gonna hear her story. Oh my God, it was just the best time, and her success meant a lot to me, so I truly enjoyed it until I didn't enjoy it, and then I left the show. But anyway, up until then, it was just a wonderful time. Thank you.
I have one more question for you.
Go ahead. You do know her daughter now has an album out, Sarah? Yeah, Brandy has a daughter who's
Yeah, I
a
know.
wonderful singer.
My other question for you is, how do you overcome an obstacle in your life?
How do I overcome obstacles? I love me. I believe in me. I encourage me. I do not let other people's lies become my truth. I'm telling you, no today can absolutely be a yes tomorrow. Every role that I have not gotten, I have left that audition room saying, it would never be the show it could have been had they chosen me. I believe in me and my ability.
and I put in the work. I know the assignments, and I'm a grade A student. I don't sit in the back and wait for somebody else to do it for me. I don't sit in the back and act like I can't do it. I come right to the front, ask the questions, because I'm a great student in life, and I love me. Thank you. Oh, yeah. You got another question? Because I can tell you're another winner.
No, I don't have any more, but thank you.
Okay.
Bye, have a good
Bye,
night.
Miss Baltazar. Go on, girl. Put them fancy shoes back on. Walking around in the flip-flops. I love your hair.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
My name is Lindsay. I'm an incoming PhD candidate at UMass Amherst.
Of course you are, yes. Give her a nice round of applause, Dr. Future PhD, yes.
And I currently work with Path to College, where we help students get into college debt-free. And
Yes.
I want to know from you, for the students in this room, including myself, why you think college is for everyone and why education is so important, so that they can take this with them as they pursue that as well.
Oh my gosh. Okay, a lot of people will tell you that you don't have to go to college. You don't have to go to college. But let me tell you something. There is nothing like higher education. Nothing. There is nothing like a mind that is able to expand itself. You know, people always say to me, well, is it important to be educated as an actor, as a performer? You would be surprised how many actors I meet who will get a script and have no idea what it means. They don't know what the words mean. They don't know what the trajectory of thought is. They don't know. For me, as an artist point of view, an educated artist is a far more interesting artist. An educated human being. When I think about the fact, just a few generations ago, people of color, almost any color, black, white, whatever, especially those from the African continent, we could not get educated. Life and limb could be taken from you for being able to say and read A, B, C. You could lose your life. Indentured servants from Ireland. Oh my God, the potato people. And look at what they've been able to build. HBCUs, those are our 40 acres. Use them. Education, if you could reach for the stars, why would you not? Education. Do you know that education, what is the one thing that a poor child needs? An educated rich friend. Because you know what an educated rich friend does for a poor child? Opens their heart, their mind, their brain, and lets them know that no matter where they start, they can lift themselves out of poverty. If you could do that, why wouldn't you?
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, girl, where you get that shirt from? I see that shirt.
It's my son's shirt. I got it
Yes,
online.
thank
Yes,
you.
yes.
This is what believing looks
Yes.
like.
I'm Mariana Theodoris.
Girl, I didn't hear what you said.
I'm Mariana Theodoris. I'm the STEM program coordinator for Florida Power and Light.
All
But I've
right.
been an educator for 10 plus years here in Palm Beach County. I'm from
right.
Riviera Beach. I'm also, even though I'm here professionally to represent Florida Power and Light, one of the sponsors, I told my supervisor I had to come because I'm a Rutgers University alum of New Brunswick. And that's,
I'm
and
the
I
commencement
said,
speaker this year. Yeah.
So everybody knows at my table, and I had to take this opportunity not to ask a question, but to say thank you. One of my majors was Africana Studies at Rutgers. And my professor, Dr. Ransemi, Leonard Bethel, they talk so much about you and the work. You come back, you give. We get the emails from the Rutgers Africana Studies Department about all the work you're doing. So we're watching you, we see you, and I want to thank you as an educator, because I'm always an educator, even though I'm not in the classroom, always working with kids, through your art. And shout out to Douglas School of Arts at Rutgers University. Through your art, you've given so much voice to educators that are in here. And I watch all the time because I'm like, wow, the real thing about making a way for the kids, not having the finances, getting, I'm sorry, your friend on the show, the Italian woman, where you just get the carpet from where you need to get it and all that, that's a real thing.
Melissa, played by Lisa Ann Walter.
Yes, I wanted to say
should have her
thank
here
you.
next year. Yes.
Okay, I wanted to say thank you.
Thank
And
you.
see this opportunity. I also have something for you, and I want to ask if I could take a selfie later. That's
Later,
it, not
and you can
now.
give it to my friend Renee right there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Our student.
Hi, my name is Ashley Dorantes, and my questions for you is, what advice would you give your younger self?
Hold on. What'd I say?
Hi, my name is Ashley Dorantes.
Thank you. Hi, Ashley.
Hi, I love you. My question for you is, what advice would you give your younger self?
Oh, be patient. Be patient, because it's going to be all right. It doesn't matter what anybody says about you. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks about you, as long as you continue to speak positively to yourself, as long as you continue to do the work yourself, everything is going to be okay. Will it be easy? No, but trust me, you will make it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, I'm Oliveria Oliver.
Oliveria Oliver.
Mhm.
Oh.
I'm a student at Inlet Grove Community High School.
Where?
Inlet Grove Community High School. Okay. And my question for you is, what advice can you give to students who are trying to pursue their dreams?
Trying to pursue what?
Their dreams.
Oh, you got to believe in your dreams enough to want to pursue them. If this is truly your dream, nobody needs to give you any advice, because you are going to find a way to make it happen, no matter what. Besides, you all have Google. You can do anything. You got these phones here. What can't you find out in this? My God, I can ask my phone anything. It can tell me something. Now they're going to tell me there's going to be this crazy thing called AI, artificial intelligence. What can't you do? What do you want to do?
I want to be a neurosurgeon.
And I know you know how to do that, don't you?
Yes.
Thank you. And you are not worried about pursuing your dream because you know you're going to make it happen. Mm-hmm. Doctor of Neurosurgery. Oliveira. Yes.
Thank you.
Here's to the future. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good evening, Ms. Cheryl Lee Rouse.
Good evening.
I am Debbie Riley, and I am from Inlet Grove High School.
Yes.
And I want to thank you for taking the time out to come and be with us this evening and share with the young people. And so I want to ask you and say to you, what would you say to young people the importance of embracing their culture?
Oh my God, without your culture, you're nothing. Do you know, having my culture, my mother's culture especially, oh my God, it just gave me such pride. I mean, you know, they used to have Culture Day at school, and I had my little costume that I would dress up in, and then, you know, you had your cultured song, and I'd sing, long time gal, me never see you, come let me hold your hand. Yes! You know, and I would share ackee and saltfish was really just scrambled eggs, you know, because ackee looks like scrambled eggs. And I'd tell everybody about ackee and saltfish. Your culture. If you have a language in your culture, do not lose the language of your culture. If there's a dance, if there's a song, if there's a dress,
hold on to that. That is what makes you so special and outstanding. Knowing your people, knowing where you come from. And if you don't know, take the time to find out. You have a phone, you can figure it out.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I know your Jamaican background, so I wanted to bring a little bit of Jamaica to you.
Thank
And
you.
so this is for
Give it right there to my friend there. There you go. And I thank you very much. Big up Jamaica. Yes. Every time.
Hi, Miss Cheryl.
Hi.
My name is Dr. Jay Cherie, and I'm a nurse practitioner. And I'm also Jamaican. At Jamaica, we say.
At Jamaica, yes, me dear.
My question to you is, with all the no's that you have gotten from where you are, you coming from to where you are now, how did you use those no's to get you to your yeses? How many no's did you get before you got your yeses to get you where you are?
You know something? I've written this wonderful book. It is called Diva 2.0. You can get it anywhere. You can read it. 12 life lessons from me to you. But I truly believe that no's today can be yes tomorrow. Also, it's just the fact that I have been too tall, too short, too black, not black enough, all in one day. I come and work in an industry that is based upon rejection, rejection, rejection. And then you hear that one yes. My winning the Emmy last year, thank you. Yes. I think about that. I'm the second black woman in 35 years to have been nominated and win that award. I think about, what if I had listened to all the no's? I wouldn't have gotten to that point. I wouldn't have gotten center stage with the whole world looking at me. So for me, no's don't discourage me. Just like I don't believe that mistakes are terrible things. Sometimes mistakes are the best lessons you can ever have. It's about whether you learn from them. So no's, that's just what they said, but it doesn't have to be what it is tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good evening. First of all, my name is Bruce Lewis.
Hi, Bruce. You just won the nonprofit. Was that the nonprofit award?
No, I won the Entrepreneurs Award.
The which one?
Entrepreneur
The
Award.
Entrepreneur. There you go.
Yes. So, first of all, you're gorgeous.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. And I'm going to be retiring soon, and I have like a flawless driver's license record. Can I be your driver when I retire?
But you haven't heard that before, have you?
I haven't heard that before, but thank you.
And thank you. Only in Well, thank you so much for sharing your inspirational stories with us. I think a lot of us are going to be going away remembering what we heard here today, and I hope you had a good time.
I had a very good time. I want to remind everybody, May 9th, donate to Donors Choose. And Dr. Banks, I hope that I'm going to give you $5,000 so that we can have a Cheryl Lee Ralph Scholarship next year. And Dr. Banks, you should invite Lisa Ann Walter, who was the redhead, for next year. In fact, I'm going to ask her for you, and you should have her here next year. The Italian, yes. And trust me, I'm going to call her tonight, and she's going to say, of course I'll do it. You're asking me, of course I'll do it. How much? Anyway. Next year, all right? There you go. Everybody, West Palm Beach, thank you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's show how much we appreciate this.
Thank you. My teacher, my hero.